Hey guys, so I thought I should share my story of how my spiritual journey got started. So what triggered my awakening and like how it started and just the story behind it and the timelines of it. So it all started back in 2018. So mid 2018 is when I started awakening, but early 2018 is when I met this guy at work. So he was my co-worker, and that was my first ever job that I had in my life, like a proper job that I had. So I was 20 at the time, and he was about 4 years older than me. And so yeah, I thought that, everybody else at work was like pretty older than we were. So I thought, yeah, cool. I at least have somebody at work who's close to my age, who I can share things with and probably be friends with at some point. So I thought, yeah, cool. And then, a few days went by. And then we were having this conversation at work. So we had some free time at work. And then he was kind of making this like a pun kind of thing. So he was just trying to make the environment like fun and like for time pass purposes. So he was making this pun, and I remember staring at him, like staring into his eyes. And then our eyes kind of locked at one point, and I remember seeing so deeply through his eyes, and I felt like I was like understanding and like feeling exactly what he was feeling and what he was trying to say and stuff. So yeah. So it felt like I just knew him. It felt like I always knew him, and I know him. And keep in mind that we just met like probably a week ago or so. So it was pretty strange, like that experience that I had with him. And I also felt like he saw through me, like he was seeing into my soul as well, and like understanding everything that I was feeling and stuff. So that was a strange experience that I have never experienced with anybody else up until then in my life. So I thought, okay, that's something new that I haven't experienced until now. So yeah, and then a few more days went by, and I think like from then on I started feeling attracted to him, kind of. So I obviously felt that connection with him on that day, and like from then on, and it kind of felt very like friendly and flirty kind of thing, because I feel like I would explain his character as like very flirty and cool kind of a person, like not a f-boy kind of person, but he's very cool with everybody and smiley and stuff. So yeah, so I remember like from then on, like whenever we used to see each other at work, we used to have this flirty interaction. So like he used to stare at me a lot, like in my eyes when we were around each other. And I also remember feeling this comfort and safety around him, like whenever I was around him at work. So I felt like this feeling of that, like we know each other, like we just understand each other, and like at times we didn't even have to like talk to understand each other. We would just know what we're trying to say and stuff. So yeah, those things were happening when we were around each other. And then and like I also had this like, you know, part-time job, so I just used to go to work like 3-4 times a week, and then I used to see him probably like twice a week or so. So like, you know, I was hoping to see him every time I had a shift. So like I was, you know, always excited to see him at work, and then like, you know, that anticipation of like seeing him. So it was all very exciting and like very yeah, like exciting and like fun at the time. But yeah. So yeah, and then a few more days went by, and then that's when I started seeing numbers like 1111, 222, 444, numbers like that. So like I wasn't spiritual before that. So like, you know, why would I see these kind of numbers and stuff? So I was like what? Like, why am I seeing these kind of things? And like, you know, why am I experiencing all these coincidences kind of thing? Like, you know, why am I experiencing this intense feeling towards this guy that I just met a few weeks back? And like, I was feeling that I just know him and like we just know each other. But and then also I was seeing these numbers and like experiencing all these coincidences and like these epiphanies that I was experiencing. So then I decided to search these things on the internet. So I was like, okay, so I'll just search, like, you know, why am I feeling this strongly towards this guy? And I feel all these emotions and like intensely towards this guy. And I'm also seeing these numbers and experiencing all these coincidences. Then, like, you know, when I searched these things online, that's when I came across the word twin flame. So I was like, twin flame, okay, that's a word that I haven't heard before. So I started to like search into it more, and then see information about it. So like I read all the articles online, and then saw all these YouTube videos about it, like, you know, how the experience is, like, you know, when you meet your twin flame, how you feel, and the things that you experience and all that. And every information that I was coming across was exactly what I was experiencing. So then I was like, okay, so he's my twin flame, and I'm a twin flame, and we're on this twin flame journey together. So that was all very new for me to experience, and all this information to come across. So yeah, I was like, wow. So like, you know, I did not know that, you know, things like that actually exist around the world, and like, you know, all the people around the world actually experience all these things, and then like share their experiences online, and stuff like that. I was like, wow, that's pretty amazing, and like so cool. Like, wow, like things like that actually exist in the world. I was like, wow, like shocked of all these kind of informations that I was coming across. So then like, you know, then like days went by, and then like, you know, we used to see each other at work, and then, you know, we were having these flirty interactions, but we never really talked about like how we felt about each other. So he never approached me, and then he never really like try to pursue anything with me. Now, I don't know why that didn't happen. Like, I was also very shy at the time. So, like, I was very shy and reserved kind of at work, because I feel like I was feeling feeling those things, because the things that I was feeling for him was very new for me, and I haven't felt for anybody else until then. And also, that was my first ever job, so I was kind of shy at work. So like, did he take all of that as that I'm not that into him, that I'm not that interested in him, and that is why he never approached me? Now, I have no idea. That could be totally it. So yeah, so we never really talk about our feelings to each other. And like, I obviously don't really know how he exactly felt or feels about me, because I can only speak for myself, as like we haven't talked about our feelings to each other. So I don't really know what he was experiencing, and if he was seeing and experiencing all these things as well or no. I have no idea. So yeah, and then like on that time, so like, I was experiencing all these things and feeling strong emotions for him. Like, I was kind of surprised of myself as well, like the things that I was feeling. Like, I didn't know that I could love somebody like that, and like, feel this unconditional love for a man like that. So I was like, wow, like, why am I feeling so strongly for him? And yeah, so I was kind of shocked and surprised of the things that I was feeling as well. So it was all a very weird time, and like the strange things that I was experiencing and all that. And then like, I kind of also felt like, I was having this telepathic communication with him in a way. So like, I kind of felt like we had this conversation like through our minds or something. Like, when I was at home and stuff, and whenever he was on my mind, I always felt like we were still communicating or something. So it was all very strange. So yeah, so I was experiencing those things as well. And then I remember one night, I was gonna go to sleep. Like, I was on my bed, and then I wasn't asleep yet. So I don't really know if it was a dream, or like, what was my mind just making it all up. I have no idea. So I kind of have had this download at that time. Like, when I was on my bed, I had this download that me and him had this past life in Egypt together. So we were Egyptian, and we were like super into each other. And like, we met each other like, when we were gonna go out, like in Egypt, like, when I was gonna go to school or like out with my friends and stuff. We only met on those times. So like, we were super into each other, but then, we couldn't obviously really tell our family that we were into each other yet. So I remember like my dad in that lifetime like found out that I was into him and he was into me. And like, my dad was this wealthy guy kind of person, like in our town. So he was like very wealthy, and then so him, like the person that I think is my twin flame, in that life was like a bit poorer than we were. So like, he obviously didn't have any job at the time, so he was not capable of like starting a family yet. and stuff. So my dad did not like him at all, like as my partner, or he didn't want me to marry him at all. So he did not approve of him, and he did not like him at all. So like, and then he so my dad in that life like was like trying to find somebody else for me, like, you know, who I can start a family with. So yeah, so he did not like him at all. And so, like, you know, my dad was like planning all these things for me that he thought I should have in my life. So one day my dad like planned and arranged a few guys to like take him away from the town so that I couldn't see him at all. So like he planned that he would arrange a few guys to take him away from the town and kill him off. So that's pretty scary and brutal. So like his plan was successful, and like he arranged a few guys to like take him away from the town, and then in one evening they took him to this quiet place, like where nobody was around, and then they killed him off. So like he died a brutal death, a painful death. And then yeah, so like they killed him off, and then, you know, he just died. So I remember feeling like super sad and angry and upset about that, but I couldn't really do anything about it. So yeah, I couldn't really speak up about it, or like, you know, talk to my dad that, you know, it's not right, and, you know, I don't really want to have somebody else in my life. So, you know, I didn't speak up at all, and I could not speak up at all. So it was all very painful and harsh and very strange times in there. So then I feel like my dad arranged somebody else, and then I got married to him, and then, you know, probably we started our own family probably in that life. So yeah, so like I couldn't really do anything about it, and like I couldn't save him or anything in that life. So it was all very like painful for me to experience, and it also felt like super real. Like I felt like in that dream / download that, you know, like, you know, whatever I was feeling, it felt very real, and it felt like my soul has actually experienced it all, and that experience feels very real. So yeah, I had that download in that night. So it was all very strange. I was like, wow, okay. So I have this download that we had this past life together, and we see each other again in this lifetime. So you know, there must have been like some karma that we have to actually complete in this life. So, you know, probably that is why we met. So yeah, anyways, so I had that epiphany, and then that download. So yeah, and then, you know, I couldn't really talk to him about it because, you know, we don't really date. You know, then, like, you know, why should I tell him that, hey, look, I had this dream about you, that we had this past life together? That would all be very strange and weird for him to hear. So I didn't share that with anybody else. So yeah, that's that. And then a few more months went by, and then you know, he decided to change his job. So he found another job that was more convenient for him, and then he changed his job. Excuse me. So yeah, so like, we had this probably like we had this time together for like probably 6 months, I think, at work that we had, and then he changed his job. So in that time, I experienced all these things, and I was experiencing all these feelings and emotions for him, but we didn't really talk about it ever. So I don't know why that didn't happen, and why it didn't go anywhere for us. I have no idea. And then also like towards the end of his time at work, like before he changed his job, like I heard that he was dating somebody else at the time. So yeah, so now they're engaged, and like they're not married. I mean, like, they got engaged and then now they're married. So they have been married for a year and a half now. So yeah, so he got engaged and married in that 3-year period. So yeah, he's now married, and like I have obviously met a few other guys at like my jobs and places like that, and then we were like speaking as well, like in this early dating phases, and then it didn't really go anywhere either, so I'm still single. Yeah, so I haven't felt anything like that for anybody else until now, and I haven't experienced feelings like that for anybody else, or like I didn't feel all these spiritual feelings or experiences with anybody else until now. So yeah, now I don't know if he's my real twin flame or if he's my fake trigger twin flame. So maybe it had to happen like that fake experience, so that I could wake up to my spiritual journey, to like start my awakening. Did all of that happen for that reason? And like, I'm about to meet my actual twin flame soon in life, or maybe he's my actual twin flame, and maybe we're not gonna be together in this life either, because he chose his free will. Or maybe somehow we're gonna end up in this life together, maybe when we're much older. I have no idea. So I don't really know how it's gonna pan out for us, and how his life gonna pan out and my life gonna pan out. But I obviously now know, and realize my spiritual mission on this earth, and the things that I'm here to do and stuff, because I had my own awakening after that experience, and I have come across all these other informations, like inner works that we have to do, our shadow works, inner child wounds that we have to heal and realize within us, and all the trauma that we have to heal within us, and stuff like that. And yeah, so I have come across all these informations online after that, and yeah, and here I am, I guess. And that is how all it got started for me. So the twin flame trigger is how I started my awakening. So yeah, and oh yeah, and also I had this experience at the time, like when I was at work in that time in 2018 with him. So I, like, when I started feeling these things about him, like I was feeling this burning sensations in my chest area as well. So I was kind of feeling this like warm burning sensation in my in my whole body as well, and also like mainly in my chest area. So I don't really know if that was my heart chakra activation or not. That could be it. So yeah, I was also having that experience at that time. So I was not sick at all. So like, see how when we have fever, we feel like we feel this hot sensation in our body. So I was feeling exactly that, but I was not sick at all. Like, I didn't have any fever or anything like that. So I think that was probably my heart chakra activation, I would say. So yeah, that's the story and everything that I have experienced for him. And that's where we're at. And also, like, now I have decided to like cut off any cords with him. So like, now that he is married and like has somebody else in his life, so I just think that it's just not right on my end, at least, to have any kind of attachment to him, or like any kind of mental or like telepathical cords with him at all. So I decided to like consciously cut off any like cords that we may have. So yeah, because I just feel like it's just not right to have any kind of attachment to him, or like at this time, at least in life. So yeah, I don't really feel anything for him anymore. So like, I don't really have these communication through our minds anymore. So like, I decided to like cut off any cords. So I feel like I feel like that is the reason why we don't really have, like, I don't really have any communication with him anymore. So that could be it. So yeah, I don't really feel stuff for him anymore at this point in my life. So yeah, I think I will just end it here. And like, I just thought that I should share this story, because I feel like it's the vital part of my story, like how it all started for me. And like, I feel like from now on I can start sharing other things that I have realized for myself, and my opinions on those things and how I feel about them. So I feel like now I can start sharing everything with you guys, now that you guys know like how it all started for me, and just my experience. So yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Yeah, take care. I'll see you guys very soon. Bye for now.